Hi everybody, I'm just doing this video for a particular patient of mine, but I'm thinking that it might be suitable for other folks as well. So firstly, a short disclaimer, unless I've directed you to this myself, then it is always best to get some professional advice before embarking on any kind of new exercise routine. So anyway, this is just a seated exercise routine. Very briefly, I'm going to go through each move, and when you do it, maybe you could do more of each move. It's entirely up to you. What I would say is, when we're starting on anything new, just do it incrementally. So maybe do it just for a minute or two one day, and then see how you are the next day, and if you're okay, then maybe do it for a couple of extra minutes the day after. And you could also break it down and do just some of these movements throughout the day. So you might do one of the movements for a few seconds, and then maybe a couple of hours later you do another one for a few seconds or a few minutes. So you can decide yourself how you feel and what feels good for you. But when anything is new, it's always best to gauge our body's response, and the response is generally the next day. So don't go all out and don't go crazy. Just do a few little bits and pieces at a time. So I'm just going to run through some things that I would suggest are a good idea to do. So first of all, you want to be on a nice supportive chair. So I'm on a dining chair, and your feet are flat on the floor, preferably, so that you've got some good anchorage points. And the first exercise that I would be looking to do is just slinking down to one side. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my right hand and I'm sliding it down towards the floor as far as is comfortable. I'm making sure that my butt cheeks are still rooted onto the chair so that they're not lifting up. And I'm just going to do a few of these. I'm going to make sure my chest is still forward. So this isn't happening and this isn't happening. So my chest is still forward. We've got Doris the dog getting in on the action as well. And we do a few on the other side as well. So if you have a good side, always do the good side first, and then do the bad side, because what it does is it gives the brain the correct signal for the movement. So if there's one side that is better than the other, if we're doing all of our exercises mindfully, which we should do, so no distractions, no conversations, no music, just sitting kind of doing them if we can, then our brain kind of understands what we're trying to do, and it will try to make changes for us. So it will recognize that one side is different to the other, which means that it's much more capable of making more permanent changes. So if you can't do that, and if you have to do your exercises in front of the TV when the TV's on, then it's better than nothing. But if you can do it in a quite calm environment, nothing else around in terms of distractions other than maybe that odd dog, then that's absolutely fine, and that will be better, because that means that you're making more solid changes in the brain. So we've got the sidey ones, which we've done there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a twist now as well. So we come a little bit further on our chair, we take our left hand and we place it on our right thigh. We don't pull ourselves around from that. We take our hand, if we can, and we place it on the back of the chair, or we place it on the top of the chair here. And all we're wanting to do is just turn around a little bit, just a weeny bit. So if our hand is here, we're turning around. If our hand is on the chair, we're just turning around. We're staying up nice and tall in the spine, crown of the head up towards the ceiling, but we're just trying to look around that right hand shoulder, making sure that both feet are still planted on the floor, because that's your anchorage point, making sure that you're not grasping too much with this hand, it just happens to be there, but we're just kind of twisting ourselves around a little bit. This is wonderful for the spine. So we do the other direction as well, so we're just twisting around. It doesn't really matter where this hand is, as long as it's behind us. And we're just twisting around generally. Great for the spine, great for the internal organs as well, great for the diaphragm. So there's a lot that we can do with just that one movement. Other exercise is just arms straight up and squeeze. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then arms back down. I've got my table here, so I can't get all the way down. So arms all the way up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keeping the arms nice and straight, and all the way down. The other one is arms out to the side, so a bit like Panorama Man. If anybody's old enough to be watching this that remembers Panorama, I don't even know if it's still on. But they're coming out with the hands all the way up. So the pure anatomical movement of abducting the arms and bringing them round. So we're just nice and gently, shoulder blades down and back. So the shoulders aren't coming up like this, that's a completely different exercise. Shoulder blades are down and back, but we're just gently moving the arms up and moving the arms down. Lovely. A little bit of internal rotation for the shoulders as well, which is quite nice. So we've got what I call my chicken arms. So we've got the elbows suckered into the sides like this. We've got our hands together and we're just taking our hands out, but we're keeping our elbows really stuck in. So we're just moving out, and what that does is it opens up the chest, works the back of the shoulders as well, but predominantly works the rotator cuff muscles, which are a set of 4 muscles that sit in our shoulder girdle, and they can sometimes get a bit neglected and one of the first things in the shoulders to get injured. So it's good to give them a bit of a workout. So shoulder blades down and back, suckering the elbows into the side and moving the arms out. Yeah, so really, really gently. Next one is taking the left hand and placing it on the chair, possibly even taking the hand and putting it underneath the thigh so it's kind of cemented there and it's stuck. And then we make sure that both of the butt cheeks are still on the floor, or on the chair, sorry, and we're just stretching over. So we're not collapsing right down like this. So we're keeping a nice open chest, but this arm's just coming over and we're trying to stretch out this part of the body. So we're just stretching over, got lovely bend in that left elbow, and we're just stretching over. I'll do that on the other side to show you. So my hand is slipping underneath my thigh like that. I'm taking my hand over with the palm facing down. I'm opening my chest up. That right elbow's got a lovely bend in it, and I'm just stretching over, making sure that my bum isn't coming off the chair, and just stretching over, remembering to breathe. So best not to hold our breath in any exercises. It makes things much more difficult. And the other one, which is a really lovely one, sorry, 1 second, I'll just stop Doris from chewing a slipper. This is a really nice one and a very good one for stress relief as well. We hold a lot of stress in our upper shoulders. So what to do is kind of, Doris, leave Norman alone. Sorry, everyone. So we're going to squeeze our shoulders up as far as we can on an in-breath, and then let it all go on an out-breath. And we do that again. So we squeeze, and then we let it go. Excellent. So that is, you can do that as many times as you want, by the way. So that's pretty much all for the upper body. In terms of the neck, however, we could do a little bit of rotation work with the neck. Dogs, can you stop, please? Man, it's a good job this isn't like super professional or trying to be. So what we do is sit up nice and tall and straight, shoulder blades down and back. We're bringing the chin to the chest. As we bring the chin to the chest, we're then going to try and aim the right ear to the right shoulder. And then what we do is bring the chin back round to the chest, and we try to aim the left ear to the left shoulder. And then we move around in a semicircle. Sorry, 1 second. Right, that's it. You get in there. Time out. Thank you. So that's what we do. We just make a little semicircle with the neck. Just a little semicircle. As a physiotherapist, I'd probably never really want you to go all the way back like that. I mean, it's not even good for the voice, so try not to do that really. There's no real need. Unless you're a painter and decorator, you don't really need ever to do that. So just circling round, semicircle round. Lovely. As for the legs, probably one of the easiest things to do is to just be lifting a leg up. So I'm lifting my knee up quite high so you can see it, because I've got a table here. But you just want to almost march on the spot on the chair. So you're just lifting one knee and 1 foot off the floor, and the one knee and 1 foot off the floor, and you're alternating it that way. Then what we can do is we can open our legs up so they're on either side of the chair, and we can do the same. So we can open it up that way as well if that feels pretty good to do. Great. So we're just doing it that way, and then we can bring our legs back together as well. So just marching on the spot. The other thing is bringing your feet up on tippy toes, and then back down, and on tippy toes, and then back down. So that's stretching out the calf muscles, and then bringing the heels back down. So up on tippy toes, and then stretching back down. Also clenching the butt cheeks. So you can do this anywhere. It doesn't have to be sat in a chair doing your exercises. It can be sat in the car. So you're just squeezing your butt cheeks as much as you can, and then relaxing, and then squeezing the butt cheeks as much as you can, and then relaxing. The benefit of this one, extra benefit, is it's very difficult to do this without engaging your pelvic floor. So you get a pelvic floor exercise as well, which is great. So we're just squeezing our butt cheeks as much as we can, maybe for a count of 5, and then relax, and then squeeze, and then relax. So, like I said before, you can do these as little and often as you like, or you could decide I'm going to do quite a bit of one exercise because it feels quite nice to do. So there's no set repetitions. You decide what you want to do depending on how your body feels at the time, and depending on how it recovered from the last time that you did them. So I hope that all makes sense. I know it was a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but I kind of wanted to keep this under 10 minutes and I've run over already. So yes, that's just a brief idea of some of the movements that I would suggest we do when we're sat in our chair, just to keep us kind of lubricated throughout the day. Thank you, bye.